obviously from being now 16 years in corporate and then moving to the other side of the VC world. But I would say I think this is a much bigger point than just alternative proteins. I think this is, we have a broken agri-food-tech value chain that needs disruption in a lot of different areas, not only alternative protein. I think alternative protein is a very important element, but we need to make more food with less resources in a more sustainable way. And there's a lot of different opportunities, from sustainable packaging to enabling more people to get nutritious food in an affordable way, etc. And I think, given the magnitude of the challenges the industry faces, and I think we've all seen what happened in the last few years with both COVID and the Ukraine war, that really elevated the importance of this industry even more than what it was before. I think it's clear that the only way to tackle these big challenges is through, you know, a large stakeholder collaboration, which is, yes, startups and corporates and governments and nonprofits and grassroots initiatives. Some of these challenges are so big. I mean, even just sustainable packaging. All the big companies have put the Ellen MacArthur commitment by 2025 to move to recyclable packaging. But everybody knows in the industry that even if you make all your packaging recyclable, it's worth less because you need the infrastructure to recycle. And to have infrastructure, that's a huge undertaking. Even big companies like Pepsi and Mondelez and Procter and Gamble can't move the needle there. They need governments and cities. So I think the big takeaway is here, if we are serious about a change, everybody needs to work together. By the way, competitors need to work together, and I think we all need to take the notion of competition. And I would encourage, competing companies to work on big initiatives, competing entrepreneurs in different areas or VCs. The challenges are too big not to work together.
That's actually should be one of the key takeaways, that the challenges that we are facing right now, with everything that's going on globally, are too big, and the risk is too high not to collaborate and even competitive advantage here, and work and share everything that we can to overcome the obstacles that are happening right now. And my next question is actually about Israel, and I want to ask you about, what do you see? What is the role that you see Israeli food companies are playing in the global market, and how they address this really huge challenges that have occurred within the last 3 years?
Myself being Israeli, I think all Israelis, we think the world is turning around us and we're the most important country in the world, but which is not the case. So I think Israel is an important ecosystem. It's not the only one. There's a lot of different new ecosystems in food tech that are important. Europe has an amazing heritage. I mean, Singapore and Asia is opening up, of course, the US. But Israel is an important ecosystem. For a small country, there's a lot going on. I think Israel is playing an important role, as mentioned before, in alternative proteins. Two of the probably four leading cell-based meat companies in the world are coming out of Israel. I think that the interesting thing that is happening in Israel is very entrepreneurial and has a very strong tech heritage. And I think what we're seeing today in Israel, and by the way, we see in other regions, we are seeing today top-tier entrepreneurs that in the past used to go to cyber and to fintech and to areas that are more natural. If you're a computer scientist or a kind of a tech genius, they are basically coming and saying today, you know what, I actually want to have an impact. I want to change something that is more meaningful than just making another cyber attacking program or securing program. I actually want to go into the agri-food tech industry. And I think in Israel today, we're seeing very, very good entrepreneurs coming with big dreams and trying to reinvent this industry. So I think Israel is an important ecosystem. That being said, it's also a great beta site, but we need to remember it's a tiny country. So every Israeli company that actually wants to be a real company knows from day one, and if it doesn't know, it should know after this conversation, that you're never going to have a large company if you're targeting the Israeli market. So Israel is a very nice beta site. It's a great place for talent, but the companies coming out of Israel are actually the good ones are designing themselves from day one to think how they actually approach international markets.